How much does a new warm lead cost? Most business owners try to reduce their cost per lead without ever questioning the type of lead that they're paying for. As you can imagine, not all leads are created equal. Most experts, I would say, are measuring the wrong thing. Now, you can find a lot of data out there, and so we'll just kind of pick an average. If the average lead costs $200, why are most of them cold, annoyed, or they're completely unqualified? Is there a way to generate consistent leads that trust you? Well, you're about to find out. Let's dive right in. Well, the industry standard doesn't really tell the whole story. Most reports are going to show the average cost per lead being $198. And that's an average across industries. That's really hard to do, but that's the data that we have. They'll say that organic leads typically cost lower, and depending on what that means, we don't know the lead quality of that. The cost per lead data that we have is really all about advertising, and in my perspective, how do you put a cost on the organic? It doesn't really incorporate that. But from an organic perspective, even if you spent the same dollar amount to get that lead, the way that I build organic is you're building trust first. And you're not annoying people. You're not catching them off guard and interrupting them, but you're getting leads at the right moment. So people that need you, they're searching online, they find you, they see you as the authority, and there's a level of trust that's built before they become a lead and before they have a conversation with you. So let's talk about the YouTube advantage. Now, YouTube is a tool, and there are a variety of different tools. So why do I focus just on YouTube? Well, one big advantage of YouTube is its evergreen searchable content. So if you put the same video on YouTube and then you also put that video on a social site like Facebook or LinkedIn, what's the difference? It's not indexed on Facebook or LinkedIn. It cannot be searched by topic. But on YouTube, people that have never heard of you before, they've never subscribed, if they search for the topic of your video, they just have a question, they'll find your video. Your video is now indexed. But also, indexed content on YouTube is also indexed on Google and by ChatGPT. So just by putting the right type of video on YouTube, you'll be found in all three of these places. Now, paid ads are one and done. Whether you're doing a paid ad on YouTube or a paid ad on Facebook, you can generate leads. And there's a time and a place to do ads. If you want to do some quick testing, like you've got 2 different lead magnets that you want to test, or 2 different promo videos, or landing pages, or messaging, you can get real quick responses and you can compare the data and make decisions. But the type of leads that you generate, again, they're annoyed, they're irritated, and they have their defenses up. When you stop paying, you stop getting leads. But with evergreen content that you can put on YouTube, like I've described, that keeps generating leads. So it's going to generate leads today. It'll generate leads a month from now, 6 months from now, 6 years from now. It's still going to be generating leads. So it's real momentum building. Let's talk a little bit more about the difference between a warm lead and a cold lead. Okay, so when you have a cold lead, they're annoyed, their defenses are up. It drastically changes your conversation. They're skeptical, and they feel like they've got to answer questions. They feel like they need to figure out if they can trust you or not. So you have to prove yourself. But when you have a conversation with somebody that already trusts you, you're not having to justify your services. You're not having to prove yourself or show your credentials. And in my case, because people learn about my leaf strategy before we even have a conversation, they understand the strategy. They've seen all the case studies. They know how it works. So the questions that they ask, they're trying to figure out if I have a service that can help them. Maybe they want to implement the strategy, but they don't want to do it themselves. They don't have the time for that. Now, 2 days ago, I had a conversation with a woman from London. She had watched a lot of my videos. She attended my webinar. And this is the first time I was introduced to her. We jumped on Zoom, and I was asking her questions about her goals and what she was trying to accomplish. And because she's overseas, I was asking her, like, what type of help are you looking for? Are you looking for filming help? Are you looking for editing or thumbnail design? And all she wanted was strategy. What she really wanted to know is how much it would cost to hire me for coaching. I didn't have to convince her that I was a really good coach or consultant. We talk about coaching all the time, but it's actually consulting mostly that I do. But I didn't have to convince her of that. She just wanted to know what it cost, and we mapped out a program, and she became a client. Now, if you're going to spend money on leads, right, it's really important to know the type of lead that you generate, because if you create a campaign to create these warm type of leads like I'm talking about, there's actually a huge side benefit, and that's that you're really building your authority. So the type of authority that I'm talking about is when somebody goes, like your dream clients, when they go to Google, YouTube, or ChatGPT, and they start researching, if you're the one that's being recommended at the top every time, you're just the ultimate authority in that space. You can own that space because it's momentum building. It's not like you own this little niche for a day and then this one the next day and then this one the next day like you are with ads, but you capture this one and then you add this one to it and this one to it. Eventually, let's say you've created hundreds of videos, you own hundreds of spaces. So ultimately, you can become the number one authority in your space. This strategy works especially well for coaches, consultants, course creators, some type of educator for your business, right? And if you're really interested in leveraging this, I want you to learn my Leaf strategy. Now, I teach a free webinar. I do it every week. It's live on Zoom, and I don't sell in the webinar. After the webinar, if you want to have a one-on-one chat with me, then I'm happy to. And you'll already know what my strategy is, because the webinar is just about teaching. If you're interested in doing it yourself, then just attend the webinar and don't schedule a call with me. In the webinar, I'm going to teach you what the Leaf strategy is. There are 5 ingredients, how you can find the questions that your dream clients are asking, how you can create the right type of video so that it will rank at the top of YouTube virtually instantly and at the top of Google, and you'll even be generating leads from ChatGPT, and you can track your progress. It's not like the old form of website SEO where you do SEO for years and put even hundreds of thousands of dollars into it over that time frame and not really know if it got you a result. You'll be able to put this effort into your videos and upload it to YouTube, and the next day you'll be able to see the no turn to a yes. You'll know what I'm talking about there. So I will see you in that webinar. Go to theleafstrategy.com.